Yeah, so like, well, I heard a couple days ago there was this guy who spent like $100,000? $100,000 on Diablo Immortal. Oh, ow, I'm hurting right now. I bruised my ribs, so laughing it's a little painful. Ow. So anyway, okay, let me get this right. He pays $100,000 to play that game. Yes? Okay. All right. So and he got the secret ending to Diablo Immortal. It's you spent so much money playing this game, we don't know what more to do with you because we can't match you with nobody, so the game's over for you. He got the secret ending. Good for him. It took $100,000, but he got the secret ending, right? And people are like, they're like, I can't believe how microtransaction ridden that game is. It's nothing but, it's predatory. Yeah, that's true. It is predatory. Yeah. I can't believe Blizzard would stoop so low. And I'm gonna have to stop you right there. When you start saying stuff like that, I gotta stop you. I'm like, how did you not know that Blizzard was capable of this? Okay. Let me tell you something. Somebody who's never played World of Warcraft, okay? My friend Russ, like back in the day, we were trying to figure out like games we could play together. Right? And he was like, what about World of Warcraft? And I had seen it at the store, you know, because it's got the really colorful cover that like really sucks you in. It draws your eye, you know what I mean? It's meant to, you know. It says, it screams buy me, right? I was like, okay, so what of it? He said, well, you know, you just get it. And believe me, okay, when you say, when we're talking about World of Warcraft back then, we're talking about a game that easily cost you $70 before you even get out of the effing store. Alright, so I was like, well, you know, it's my buddy. If I don't care to throw down a little bit of money and maybe, yeah, sure. You know, not a big, no, I'm like, okay, alright, so, if I buy it, and then what? He's like, well, you know, of course you'll install it on your computer. I'm like, okay. And he's like, and then, you just got to pay the monthly subscription. And I said, the what? What do you mean? Why? But $70 to buy this game, and I have to pay a monthly subscription on top of the $70? He said, well, yeah, you know, so you can play online with people. And I'm like, well, what if I just want to play it by myself? He said, oh, you can't. I'm like, what do you mean you can't? And that was the day I learned about always online games. And I feel the same way about them today as I felt about them all them years ago. So you can imagine, I looked Russ right in the eye and I said, what the fuck? So he said, okay, well, if you're not into that, how about another game? He was like, they came out with Diablo 3 not too long ago. He said we could play that together. I'm like, I said, is it a monthly subscription? He said, no. I said, do I have to be online all the time to play it? He said, no. I'm like, okay, well, I would be open to buying that. So I did. I bought that one. And sure enough, yeah, it wasn't too bad. I did notice that it was kind of laggy because you had to be connected to the Battle.net account. Even if you played by yourself, it was still laggy.
More fury.
And you know, the looting was just okay. You know, like once in a while you get something really good, and there was, you know, you sort of get addicted to the, well, what if, you know, the next drop is something really good, right?
Fury.
So I played a little bit. I played with him and I played by myself. And one day a huge patch dropped, and it was this thing called an auction house. It was called a frickin' auction house. Okay. Alright. So I ignored it because it was basically a place. Okay, so this is what Blizzard said about it. They're like, well, we came up with an idea to make sure. Okay, here's the idea. You won't get ripped off by third-party exchanges with other people. I guess that's a thing in like World of Warcraft and even the first couple Diablo games. Like people would get ripped off by making agreements with other players. You know, let me buy this off you. That so honestly they say that, but it was really Blizzard's attempt to get in on this little black market, and it was pretty obvious from the start they just wanted to get in on it. They were not trying to protect you, okay? Well, maybe kind of like in the back of their mind, you know, they're like, hey, look, we're just trying to protect you from getting ripped off by someone other than us, okay? Because it's okay when we rip you off, but it's not okay when somebody else does. We're here for you, okay? That's pretty much what it was, too. Because I noticed a dramatic decrease. Like, the game was already kind of shit with its loot drops, but it got even worse after the auction house. They were purposely setting that auction house up to work against your experience with the game. Now, in theory, they claim that's not true, but as someone who actually played this game during the auction house era of this game, I'm telling you, it's absolutely true. You couldn't really call it a pay to win. It was more like a pay to grind or a pay to survive. Okay, it wasn't really pay to win, so that's true. It wasn't pay to win. It was pay to grind. That's all it was, which was pathetic. So, and then after a while, when I realized that I was kind of soft blocked behind this auction house, and it was like in your face. It was in your face ugly. How it was like the game was constantly reminding you, you know, this is a little too hard for you. Maybe you should go and spend $10 to get you, I don't know, maybe like a new shield, or maybe $10 will get you a pair of shoes or something. I don't know. And I'm like, this is so insulting. I spend $70 on this game, and instead of a subscription that turned me off, now I'm stuck with this stupid auction house that's trying to pretend like it's not ruining my experience when it's totally ruining my experience. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, you know, these guys down at Blizzard, man, they are so predatory. How true would that turn out to be, eh, kids? So, anyway, that was terrible. So yeah, way leads on to way, and I finally got sick and tired of Diablo with its auction house and its loot drop just not being like it felt like it wasn't worth it. It was a chore and it wasn't fun. It felt like there was a fun game underneath all of that chore, all of that work. But I didn't want to fool with it anymore, so I uninstalled it from my PC. $70 down the drain. Got me a PS3, and you know, I started playing like, you know, other stuff. I was Skyrim and Dragon Age, Inquisition, you know, just whatever. And so Russ hollers at me one day and he says, "Oh, did you hear that Diablo's on console now?" And I honestly believe that taking it to console saved Diablo. It did. If it had stayed on PC, it would have never went anywhere, guys. It would have been a failure, an absolute failure. But they were smart enough to format this game for consoles, and it worked. It was great. So he told me that there was this thing called Reaver of Souls, and I could get it for PlayStation. So he told me the auction house was gone and that they rebalanced the game to where it was actually fun to play now. So I went ahead and I spent about $60 to get this Reaver of Souls edition or whatever. And it was fun. Once they got rid of that stupid auction house, the game got way, way better. Way better. And I learned to love the game. It felt like Blizzard actually gave the fans what they've been needing, right? Yeah. And I think that's funny that they got rid of the auction house, because last time I had checked, when people complained about the auction house, get this, Blizzard basically blamed it on the players. Like, the reason why people don't like the auction house is somehow it's their fault. I shit you not. I'm not kidding you. They blamed it on the players. And I'm thinking to myself, people are actually fans of Blizzard, right? World of Warcraft. Now, these are a big giant game company. And my experience with them, I'm like, these guys are mouth-breathing twats, and man, are they greedy. Why do people love this company? These guys are greedy, and they refuse to take responsibility for, you know, the predatory mechanics they're putting in their own game. Like, wow, what arrogance, right? Very predatory. Am I right, kids? Blizzard, Activision, who'd have thought? Oh man, I gotta get off it. But anyway, so it was fun. It was very fun, and it felt like the game was starting to balance in a way that it felt like you're adventuring, and the grind was more meaningful now, right? It felt like you were really earning what you got, and it was great. But that auction house was the beginning. I'm telling you guys, like, I guarantee you, because they removed it, right? And they tried to say it was because of the fans. It wasn't. It was because people actually found exploits in the auction house. Yeah, that's another thing. That was brilliant. Okay, so people was making money off the auction house back when it was around, right? And Blizzard got butthurt over it, because apparently they were the only ones that were supposed to actually make money off the auction house, right? Not you guys, right? Like, people was making thousands of dollars off of, what was it, some kind of gold exploit? And they were making that, oh my gosh, Blizzard they must have been foaming at the mouth, people making that kind of money, when you're supposed to be giving Blizzard money. You're not supposed to be making money off of things they put in a game that are trying to exploit you for money, right? No, you're not supposed to do that, right? So, yeah, they finally get rid of it, and now Diablo 3 it's a great game. Lots of fun. So, I always knew Blizzard had it in them, yo. I always knew they had that crap in them. You can't believe really, you cannot believe that they would do that with one of their games, really? Wait till you see Diablo 4. Wait till you see Diablo 4. From what I hear, it's going to be a like, I'm hearing phrases like season passes, battle passes, bundle packages. They're already trying to figure out how to turn that into a cash cow too. Yep. And I'll bet you anything, judging by what I've heard as far as like some of the early testing. Here you go, guys. You know what's going to separate Diablo 4 from Diablo 3 and Diablo 2? How much you want to bet it's going to be a live service game? Yeah. Yeah, because that was always the end game, right, guys? That was always the end game. It was trying to figure out how to turn Diablo into another World of Warcraft, and I guarantee you, Diablo 4 is going to be World of Warcraft with Diablo Paint. That's it. Buy the software, buy the subscription, yo. Because that's all they know, right? Right? So yeah, I'm not touching Diablo Immortal. I had no interest in that. Somebody had said, man, you know, I watched Diablo 3 gameplay, and this person never played Diablo 3, but now they want to, right? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Just play Diablo 3. You know, I feel like when I'm playing Diablo 3, that's my feedback to Blizzard. Not so much an FU, which I think we all should be saying FU to those guys. But it's showing them, and it's telling them this is the experience that players want. They don't want live service. They don't want microtransaction ridden gameplay mechanics that are robbing them of a classic Diablo experience. So yeah, that's why I tell people, I'm like, why Why did you fall for that? Why did you not know? How did you not know that was going to happen with Immortal? And baby, wait till you see Diablo 4. I can't wait. Man, yeah. Just play Diablo 3. Oh, what we got here?
Not enough fury.
Oh, get him. Get him. Don't let him loose. No. It's like, don't let him. No. Stop him. Almost there. I'm not a huge barbarian player. I just thought for shits and giggles I'd go ahead and start working on my barbarian build. I had one a long time ago, and I didn't mind it. Like, once you really get up there in the skills, she's actually a lot of fun, but early on it's just kind of suffocating. More fury. Woman, I'm here to tell you, if you were in Immortal, Diablo Immortal, and you saw what Blizzard did with this game, you would have plenty of fury. So, but yeah, I just that dude, man, $100,000. What, you think you're gonna sue Blizzard for that money? I'll bet you anything it's in the fine print. Whatever you give them, that's theirs to keep. Something, cause this is Blizzard, okay? These are the same greedy, predatory twats they were during the launch of Diablo 3. Okay, which honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I bought it. This is PS4, right? I turned around and I bought it again. So that's 3 times I bought Diablo. It was only the last 2 times, this time included, that it was Diablo 3 is finally the game it should have been all along. This is fun. It's lots of fun, lots of replayability, the procedurally generated dungeons and encounters. This is good. This is good right here. I'm good right here. I don't need any more than this right here. Okay. But honestly, the way things are looking, guys, I would say that Diablo 3 here in its current state, the Eternal Collection, the Eternal Collection, yes, this is the very last time you're going to see a real Diablo game. So, play this game. Don't play Immortal. Don't play D4. Don't do it. It's a trap. Play this game so Blizzard has a clear message that this is the Diablo game and this is the kind of Diablo game you want and you expect out of them. All right? Yeah. Don't. I mean, I see people making excuses for the auction house, and like some people are like, you could tell like some people didn't actually play Diablo 3 when it first came out because they're trying to recall what the auction house was. And you could tell they didn't actually play the game. They're just speculating on what Blizzard said about the auction house to try to make it seem like it was a lot more harmless than it was. No, it was bad. It was really bad. It needed to go. It should never have been in there. But that was Blizzard's way of trying to see if they could kind of get in on that little side market with people exchanging goods and money for gear and weapons. That's all that was. That's all it was. And they tried to make it harder to play the game without the auction house to try to get players into that auction house spending money. And they got butthurt when people started exploiting the auction house, making their own money. And it's okay when other people are exploiting for monetary gains. Well, it's not okay when they do it, right? But it's totally okay when Blizzard does it, right? So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm not super hyped at all about anything Diablo. This is as far as I go with Diablo. And this almost didn't happen because I'll tell you what, if they hadn't brought Diablo to consoles and they hadn't gotten rid of the auction house, this game would never have gained any traction whatsoever, y'all. None whatsoever. So yeah, it boggles my mind. People are like, I can't believe Blizzard would do something like this. I always knew they had it in them. I didn't even like these twats back in the day, and I still don't like them.
There are forces arrayed against us.
I still don't. I think they finally, and I do stress finally, did a good job giving us a playable, enjoyable version of Diablo 3. Eventually, right? It took some time, because that was not their intention. Their intention was to try to figure out how to make Diablo 3 a cash cow, because that's all they know how to make, you know? Yeah. No. Yeah. So, yeah. That's just my thoughts about Mr. I spent $100,000 on Diablo Immortal, and I can't play it no more because I'm too high level. Don't play that trash, guys. Don't play that hot garbage. If you want a game, like, if you want to play a Diablo game, play Diablo 2 or play Diablo 3. Don't play anything past Diablo 3. Don't do it. Okay? Ugh. Jeez, oh Pete. Blech. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I will catch you on the flip side. Huh!